You think success will solve your problems? Maybe it will, but it's going to create a new one you never saw coming. Your best friend, not your enemy, not a hater online, your best friend, the one who's laughed with you, suffered with you, encouraged you when no one else believed in you. That same person might be the first to turn on you the moment you win. Let's talk about it. You see, there's a hidden danger that no motivational book tells you about: the silent betrayal that creeps in when you rise and your best friend stays behind. At first, they'll cheer you on. They'll clap the loudest. They'll post your achievements on their story. But deep inside, they're watching. They're comparing. They're calculating what you now have and what they don't. Take Joe Budden, rapper turned podcaster. His best friends Rory and Mal were with him from the start. They built the Joe Budden podcast together from nothing. Laughed, fought, grew a massive audience. Then, the money came. The fame came. Suddenly, trust disappeared. Rory started asking questions about accounting. Mal felt disrespected. Joe, he snapped, fired them both on air. Best friends, destroyed by success. Why does this happen? It's not just jealousy, it's deeper. When you succeed, you shatter the unspoken balance of the friendship. Before, you were equals, struggling together, dreaming together. But now, you're in meetings with millionaires. They're still at the 9 to 5. You're flying first class. They're asking for gas money. Even if you stay humble, the dynamic changes. And sometimes, the very people you thought would celebrate you the hardest begin to resent you the most. At first, it's subtle. Bro, put me on. Introduce me to your connections. Let me hold a little something just till Friday. You help. Of course you help. It's your best friend. But soon, it becomes expectation. Then entitlement. Then bitterness if you say no. You're not their friend anymore. You're their opportunity. And if you can't, or won't, serve that purpose anymore, they start whispering behind your back. He changed. He forgot where he came from. Success went to his head. No, you didn't change. Their comfort with your struggle did. Aaron Hernandez, former NFL star, had a best friend named Odin Lloyd. They partied together, kicked it daily, real tight. But when the lifestyle, the ego, and paranoia started brewing, Aaron, now a multimillionaire, saw his friend as a threat. One night, Odin Lloyd was found shot to death. The killer? Hernandez. Motive? Still unclear. But everyone agrees it started with trust turned to suspicion. Friendship turned to fear. The weirdest part? Sometimes you'll downplay your success just to keep your friend comfortable. You'll stop sharing wins. You'll dim your light. You'll carry their ego on your back, just to protect the friendship. But the truth? If your success makes them feel smaller, that's not your best friend. That's a threat in disguise. Here's a pattern. Watch what happens when you're really up. New house, new car, viral success. Look closely. Some friends disappear. Some stay around just to access what you've built. Some begin acting colder, more sarcastic, more distant. But they'll never say it, never admit it. They'll just act different. They were comfortable when you were dreaming. But now you're doing, and it's messing with everything they thought about themselves. It's not your success that breaks friendships. It's what your success exposes. The jealousy they buried. The competition they denied. The resentment they disguised as jokes. Must be nice. Man, you're lucky. I could have done that if I had your time. No, they couldn't. And they didn't. But they'll convince themselves they should have. So they stop being your cheerleader and start quietly hoping you fail. A young entrepreneur in Ghana started a clothing brand with his best friend. They hustled hard, made $100 a month selling shirts from a backpack. Then came TikTok. One video went viral. Orders exploded. Suddenly the business was making thousands. Sponsorships, pop-ups. Even celebrities wanted the brand. The best friend started skipping meetings, ignored emails, started his own rival brand, using the same designs. Why? He said, I was tired of playing second to someone I started with. So ask yourself this question. If you became rich tomorrow, famous tomorrow, powerful tomorrow, would your best friend still love you the same? Or would success show you who they really are? The most dangerous betrayal doesn't come from an enemy. It comes from someone who knows exactly how to hurt you, because you told them everything. Your fears, your insecurities, Your past failures, your weaknesses, they know how to pretend to support you until it's time to watch you rise. That's when the mask of loyalty slips. They start with jokes-cutting ones. Oh, look at Mr. CEO now. Don't forget us little people. You bougie now, huh? Laughter on the surface, envy underneath. You think it's all fun, but it's not. It's a cry for dominance. A subtle way to remind you, don't fly too far ahead. At first, they support you. They repost your wins. They say, that's my boy or she's killing it. Then suddenly, they're doing exactly what you're doing. Same hustle, same branding, same phrases. You want to be happy for them, you should be. But deep down, something feels off. Because they're not just inspired. They're trying to outdo you. It's no longer you and them against the world. It's you versus them, in silence. And if you confront it, they'll flip it. So now you think you invented success? Wow, you really think I'm jealous? No, you think they're threatened. Because you dared to evolve. Sometimes your best friend doesn't need to backstab you with actions. They just need to plant doubt in others. A rumor here. A raised eyebrow there. A subtle, when your name comes up. They'll never outright attack you. They'll just poison the air around you. So others start to question who you really are. And when you confront them, I didn't say anything bad. You're being paranoid. Exactly what a snake would say. Here's a twisted one. They start to act like your success is oppressing them. They'll say things like, you don't have time for me anymore. You've changed since the money came in. I miss the old you. But what they really mean is, I miss when we were equal. I miss when you needed me. I miss when I wasn't living in your shadow. Now that you're shining, they feel invisible. And instead of leveling up, they try to guilt trip you back down. Remember, your best friend often has access to your circle. So when jealousy turns toxic, they don't just pull away. They pull others with them. They start whisper campaigns. He's acting brand new. She's all about money now. He forgot who helped him get there. And some of those people believe them because they knew you when. They feel ownership over your journey. And now that you've escaped the old version of yourself, they feel abandoned. They don't want the new you to succeed because that means letting go of who they were too. The deeper truth most won't admit. A real best friend wants to see you win. But what if your win reminds them they've been wasting time? What if your success forces them to confront their lack of ambition, their excuses, their wasted potential? In that moment, you stop being their inspiration. You become their mirror, and people will destroy the mirror before they ever face their reflection. When they want to destroy your success with their own hands, this isn't just envy anymore. This is personal, strategic, psychological warfare. Some best friends don't want to watch you fail from a distance. They want the pleasure of being the reason you fall. And they won't do it with a knife. They'll do it with something far more dangerous. Trust. In 2020, rapper Pop Smoke was blowing up. Fame, wealth, momentum. He posted a photo with a gift bag by accident. The address of his rental home was visible. A few hours later, armed men broke in. He was shot dead. One of the suspects? A friend. Someone who had inside information. He didn't need to break in himself. He just needed to leak one piece of info. That's all it takes when the person who betrays you knows your every move. Success makes you visible. But your friends? They still have access to the parts of you no one else sees. Your habits, your weaknesses, your blind spots. And if they ever decide to flip, they know where your paperwork is sloppy. They know who you've pissed off. They know your secrets, the ones that could ruin you. All it takes is one DM, one call, one screenshot. And the castle you built burns from the inside. Not by a hater, not by a competitor, by the person who once told you, I got your back forever. There was a young woman mid-20s built a beauty brand from her bedroom. By 26, she had a warehouse, full team, 6 figures in revenue. Her best friend, her operations manager, they shared everything. Vacations, clothes, dreams. Then one day, fraud alerts. Chargebacks, disappearing products. She couldn't explain it. Until an audit revealed her best friend had been stealing for 9 months. When confronted, the friend said, I was tired of building your empire while I had nothing. It wasn't about the money. It was about revenge. Success in her friend's mind was a crime, and betrayal was justice. The deepest lie. I'm happy for you. You'll hear it a lot. After your post goes viral, after you land the dream job, after your product sells out, they'll smile. They'll clap. They'll comment. Proud of you, bro. You deserve it, girl. But watch their energy. Did they stop calling afterward? Did they skip your launch event? Do they bring up your name less when you're not around? Because sometimes, I'm happy for you is code for I'm pretending. And pretending turns into plotting. Not loudly, not violently. Silently, slowly. Strategically. When they turn your character into a weapon. Here's the most sinister play. They start revealing select truths about you. Not lies. Truths. But ones that are taken out of context, framed to make you look fake. Delivered to people who are already looking for a reason to doubt you. They'll say things like, he's not who he pretends to be. You didn't hear this from me, but I love them, but someone had to say it. They're not attacking your business. They're attacking your reputation, your image, your identity. Because once people stop believing in who you are, everything you've built begins to collapse from the inside. Success exposes friendship, but power corrupts it. When you're at the top, your circle has two choices. 1, grow with you. 2, or pull you back to where they last felt powerful. And if they don't believe they can grow, they'll destroy you just to feel equal again. And when you confront them, they'll gaslight you. I never meant to hurt you. You're just too sensitive now. Fame changed you, man. No, fame didn't change you. It revealed them. How to protect your success without becoming paranoid, bitter, or alone. This is where most people either become cold-hearted and ruthless or naive and destroyed. But there's a third path, a strategic, emotionally intelligent way to protect yourself without turning into a villain. 1. Never confuse history with loyalty. Just because someone was there doesn't mean they're meant to be here. You must stop rewarding people for time served, shared trauma, old laughs, how far back we go. Ask yourself instead, do they clap for me when they're not in the spotlight too? Do they add value to who I'm becoming? Do they support me without needing credit? If the answer is no, they're not best friends anymore. They're a sentimental liability. 2. Observe who gets quiet when you win. This one's easy to miss, but deadly if you ignore it. When you post a win, who stays silent? Who likes it but never mentions it? Who only shows up when you're struggling again? Take mental notes. You don't need to fight them. You don't need to expose them. Just stop giving them front row seats to your life. Distance is a form of self-respect. 3. Separate friendship from business early. Mixing friends and money without clear boundaries is like giving a child a loaded gun. Make it business. Make it clear. Contracts, agreements, expectations. Your best friend might feel offended, but if they're truly loyal, they'll understand. If they push back with, why don't you trust me? You don't need paperwork and we're boys. That's your answer. They were never ready to handle what you're building. 4. Learn to say no and watch who stays. This is the ultimate test. Start saying no. No, I can't give you that money. No, I won't shout you out just because we're cool. No, I won't hire you because you're family. Watch what happens. Those who love you, they'll respect the boundary. Those who are just attached to the benefits, they'll reveal themselves quickly. Because no is the filter that purifies your circle. 5. Guard your vulnerabilities like currency. Your secrets, your doubts, your mistakes, they are currency in the hands of a bitter friend. Never overshare out of guilt. Never bleed in front of someone just because you used to. Success turns vulnerability into a weapon, so share cautiously. And with people who have proven emotional discipline. Not just shared history. 6. Create a growth circle separate from your social one. This is key. You need 2 groups. The ones who love you for who you were. The ones who challenge who you're becoming. Mix them. You'll either outgrow your potential or outgrow your people too fast. Keep your growth circle sacred. Mentors, coaches, business peers, high-level thinkers. That way, you're not forced to lean on a best friend who's never been where you're going. Because the truth is, your best friend might love you deeply, but still be unequipped to support the version of you that success demands. 7. Listen to the energy, not just the words. A friend who envies you won't always say it, but their energy will betray them. The awkward silence after you share a win, the fake excitement, the subtle shade, the way they always change the subject. Or worse, try to one-up every success story you share. Energy never lies. Words can. Start listening more to the vibe in the room when you speak, and less to the titles people carry. When the betrayal has already happened. How to rise from a friend's sabotage. You gave them everything. Trust, access, loyalty, love, and they still cut you down. Maybe it was money. Maybe it was envy. Maybe it was simply that your success was too loud for their insecurities to survive next to it. Either way, they chose betrayal. So now what? 1. Feel it, but don't let it define you. First, it's okay to feel wrecked. A betrayal from a best friend doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your sense of judgment. You ask yourself, how didn't I see this coming? Was the friendship ever real? Did I deserve this? Let yourself bleed. Quietly if you have to. But don't let the wound become your identity. Betrayal is a moment. Your response is the legacy. 2. Never expose them, even if you could. You might want to. You might want to post receipts. Screenshot the DMs. Tell the whole world what they did. But ask yourself, do I want justice, or do I want freedom? Exposing them might feel good for a moment, but healing happens in silence. Dignity always ages better than revenge. Because when you don't clap back, you stay clean, they stay messy. And over time, people will see the difference. The truth always echoes louder in stillness. 3. Protect the vision they tried to poison. Just because they sabotaged you doesn't mean the mission is over. In fact, sometimes betrayal is a violent form of clarity. Now you know. A who can't come with you. Who you must never trust again. And what it actually takes to build something real, so you double down, not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that no betrayal can kill what's divine inside you. 4. Build stronger boundaries, not thicker walls. Don't let one broken friendship make you bitter toward everyone. Yes, they abused your trust. Yes, they were close enough to stab you. But don't confuse being smart with being emotionally unavailable. You can love again. You can trust again. You can build new friendships, but this time with structure, slow entry, earned access, clear roles, emotional accountability. You're not weaker for trusting. You're wiser now for knowing what trust costs. 5. Rebuild a life where their absence becomes your peace. This is the best revenge. Not clapping back, not exposing, not succeeding despite them, just living well. Living in such a way that you don't think about them anymore. You don't reference the betrayal. You don't bring their name into rooms they'll never reach. Because once someone betrays you, the greatest punishment is this. They become a footnote in a story they thought they'd co-write. 6. Learn the pattern, so you never repeat it. Here's the hard truth. You missed red flags. It doesn't make it your fault, but it does make it your responsibility to learn. Did they show signs of jealousy before? Did you ignore emotional manipulation? Did you confuse loyalty with obligation? You're not just healing. You're upgrading your perception. Next time, you'll see it earlier. You'll move smarter. You'll never again mistake proximity for protection. 7. Forgive, but never forget the lesson. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean refollowing them. It doesn't mean acting like nothing happened. It means I'm releasing the poison they poured in me, so I can heal stronger than they ever imagined. But forgetting? Never. You remember it not out of pain, but out of strategy. You remember so you never again build a kingdom with someone who dreams of watching it burn. If you become successful, beware of your best friend. Not because success makes you evil, but because success forces a reckoning. It exposes everything. The resentment behind the laughter. The competition behind the support. The ego hiding behind loyalty. Sometimes your elevation threatens their identity. Because the moment you break out of the struggle, you prove they could have too. And people will do anything to avoid that mirror. But the lesson here isn't paranoia. It's power. Success doesn't just build your dream. It builds your filter. It teaches you. Who can handle your light? Who needs you to stay small? Who cheers when you win? And who claps only when they're winning too? You don't have to hate them. You don't have to expose them. You don't even have to warn them. You just have to outgrow them. Let your success do the talking. Let your silence speak volumes. Let their absence become the peace you never knew you needed. Because in the end, success doesn't change people. It just shows you who they really were, all along. Now move forward. Build wisely. Shine unapologetically. And remember, the real ones don't fear your growth. They rise with it. End.